Good evening, everyone. The Legislature's Joint Finance Committee has been meeting for the last hour or so in Madison, and as we speak, they are still at it.
This after spending almost all day in party meetings. Now, the Republicans did introduce some changes to Governor Walker's proposal to cut $136 million in spending during the next few months. However, those changes will not affect the parts of the bill which would take away most contract negotiating rights from state union employees. Fox 11's Laura Smith has been in Madison today and joins us live tonight to begin our balanced coverage.
Well, Michelle, hours after they were expected to meet, the Joint Finance Committee has finally convened. They met about 8 o'clock, so they've been in session for about an hour talking, and they're expected to vote on Governor Walker's budget repair bill. Now, during the day Wednesday, today, Republicans made some revisions to Walker's plan. Some of the provisions include instituting a grievance procedure for public employees who lose their collective bargaining rights under the proposal. The proposal up for a vote tonight in the legislature's Budget Committee would also require the panel to approve of changes made to the Medicaid program by the Walker administration. The power to circumvent current law and legislative approval would only last 4 years. Now, it would also remove the governor's provision, which would eliminate retirement and health care coverage benefits for limited-term employees. The changes, however, as you mentioned, do not touch the most divisive parts of Walker's plan to strip collective bargaining rights for state and local public employees. The co-chairs of the Joint Finance Committee said some of the ideas came from members, others from the Walker administration, and they believe the changes make the governor's bill much better.
They're not going to have the past change. They're not going to lose their sick leave agreements or their vacations or all those things that they hold dear. Those things will not change. But we are broke. We have to do things differently. Labor costs are 50% of our state operations.
This is not something draconian. It's not something radical. It's something that every single private sector worker looks at and says this is actually a better deal than most of them have. This is not radical.
Now, the Capitol Rotunda was filled with protesters all day today. They chanted slogans like "Kill the Bill" and held signs with messages that included "Walker is a dictator." Outside, it was a similar scene with thousands marching around the Capitol Square demonstrating against Walker's plan.
I hope that we're showing him that obviously the public does not want this, and he's making a huge mistake.
I don't like the way things have happened with this bill. I understand that cuts need to be made in terms of, the budget. We need to get out of the deficit, obviously, but I don't like how fast this is getting pushed through, and I don't like the things that are hidden in the bill.
Now, again, the Joint Finance Committee convened about an hour ago. Part of the delay was because Democrats had to go over the Republicans' changes, and that was before meeting for discussion and a vote. We have yet to hear from committee Democrats, but we will have the latest developments for you both on air and line as they become available. Michelle?
All right, Laura, thanks. And before we let you go tonight, the leader of the state's teachers union also spoke earlier today. What did she have to say?
Well, Michelle, the Wisconsin's largest teachers union wants all state residents to join in protests here in Madison tomorrow. WLUK's president did not explicitly call on teachers to skip school, but she did say all Wisconsinites should look into their hearts and come into Madison either tomorrow or Friday. Back to you.
All right, Laura Smith reporting for us live tonight in Madison. Thanks, Laura.